Before we do anything, how much do I look like Macklemore with my new haircut? On a scale from 1 to 10. Of course there's a reason why I cut it like this, and it has everything to do with Cristiano Ronaldo. So I will put a link in the description where you guys can click on it and watch it and most likely laugh at my expense. Anyway, if you can take me serious with this hair, then let's talk about some beautiful games that are happening around the world, starting with Manchester City versus Arsenal. I'm not sure which trend to pay attention to try to understand what's gonna happen in this game. Should it be the one about Arsenal not losing to City in 7 straight games in all competitions? Or get this, maybe it should be about how City finally got a shutout and a solid win against Watford midweek without John Stones in the lineup. Or maybe it should be the one about Arsenal losing their first game in the league since the opening day of the season because they forgot how to defend on set pieces again. Ooh, no. I think this one could be the one where City is bang average at home over the last 2 months, and for this game they're going to be without their top scorer and their 2 holding midfielders that usually start due to injury and suspension. And I don't know, actually, I can't make up my mind. Which means I'm gonna give a very safe scoreline prediction of City 2, Arsenal 2. And up next, it's Juventus versus Roma. This might be me being way too overdramatic, which I tend to do from time to time, but I really feel like this game will determine who wins the league. Juve are on top by 4 points, and the nearest team to them is Roma. Okay, let's bring it in for some real talk. Juventus is gonna win the league no matter what happens in this game, right? Because that's what they do. But if Roma wins at Juventus' stadium, which is unlikely given the fact that Juve have won 24 straight games at home and are coming off of 2, you might think you're good right now, but you're not as good as us wins over Atalanta and Torino. Roma could close the gap to 1 point. And I really want them to do that just so it adds some intrigue and suspense to Serie A this season. However, and this is despite their very good form at the moment, it's just not going to happen. Unless, of course, they had Mohamed Salah healthy, or versions of Francesco Totti and Steven El Shaarawy from 4 or 5 years ago, or maybe even Cafu running up and down the right side. But they don't. So my prediction is going to be Juve 2, Roma 1. And now we have Real Madrid versus the Kashima Antlers. After winning the Ballon d'Or earlier this week as the world's best player, and I'm sure you guys have a few comments about that, Cristiano Ronaldo flew to Japan with his club and scored a goal in Real Madrid's 2-0 win over Club America in the FIFA Club World Cup semifinals, and they are now set to face Kashima, who became the first Japanese team to ever make it to the final after they coolly disposed of Atletico Nacional in the other semi 3-0. So my prediction, even though this is going to be like a home game for Kashima since the final is in Japan, Madrid haven't lost a game all season, and I don't see them flying halfway across the world to lose in a final in a meaningful competition. So I'm feeling Madrid 3, Kashima 1 scoreline. And now we have the Merseyside derby, Everton versus Liverpool. I would love to sink my teeth into this one like a regular Luis Suarez, but since my previews and predictions correspondent Adrian from Rabona TV got his prediction exactly right from last week, I said he could have this one instead. Adrian?
Lamborghini Mercy, it's the Merseyside derby. Those who know, and Liverpool knows how to dominate this fixture. They haven't lost in 6 years. Moving to the present though, Karius dropped the ball, dropped a few points, and was dropped against Middlesbrough. Mignolet got the clean sheet and looks good in an area where Liverpool has looked bad. Everton got a big boy win against Arsenal, but they've lost big boy Jagielka, who won't be there to help an already not the best Everton defense. Then again, Everton hasn't lost at home, but Mr. Lukaku hasn't been putting up the goals like he should be either, as he's only scored in 2 of his last 9 matches. Oh no! Both teams are trending in the right direction currently, but I'm giving it to Liverpool. Oh, Jimmy, who you got?
Damn, Adrian! Back again with making some good points in an audacious prediction, but I don't think Liverpool scores 3 goals in this game without Coutinho. Maybe 2, and then Lukaku's gonna step up and he's gonna score 2, and then the game's gonna end 2-2. And up next, it's RB Leipzig versus Hertha Berlin. This is an interesting game for 2 of Germany's most surprising clubs this season because Leipzig are coming off their first ever loss in the Bundesliga, a 1-0 defeat to lowly Ingolstadt, which is the team that their current manager Ralf Husenhuttl left to join them. And Hertha suffered their first home loss of the season to lowly Werder Bremen, which means I'm curious to see which club has the mental fortitude to quickly bounce back from disappointment and keep their good seasons intact. So my prediction is going to be another draw. Leipzig 1, Hertha 1. And finally, here are the other games that I'm going to be keeping my eye on. Barcelona versus Espanol, because I want to see how Leo Messi responds to losing the Ballon d'Or. I mean, I bet he's pissed and when he's pissed, he's scoring at least a hat trick. And Monaco versus Lyon, because I want to see if second place Monaco can keep up their 3 goals a game average against the 4th best team in France. And Ajax versus PSV, because it's de tapper! And it's because these two teams have not faced each other since PSV stole the league title away from Ajax after Ajax choked on the last day of last season, so this should be a good one. And Melbourne City versus the Melbourne Victory, because it's the Melbourne Derby. Though I wish the Victory were called RB Melbourne. That way the two big companies that own them, the City Football Group and Red Bull, could face off in Australia like they do here in New York City. And finally, all the top 4 teams in Russia are playing against each other. League leaders Spartak Moscow hit the road to take on slumping 4th place Krasnodar, and 2nd place Zenit head to 3rd place CSKA Moscow to see if they can try to close that 5-point gap that Spartak has at the top. Alright, that's it. I am done talking, but mainly because of this construction noise that I think is in this area of my life, and it's driving me insane. And if you can hear it, I apologize. There's just nothing I can do when you live in New York City. It is always loud AF. So let me know your thoughts on the games this weekend, the ones you're gonna watch, the ones I didn't mention, and then have a good weekend yourself. I'm gonna go see Star Wars Rogue One, and I am fired up. So may the Force be with you, and I'll see you later.